All right, hello everybody. I'm Marco Casalaina, I'm VP Products of Core AI.
And I'm James Codella, I'm the AI product lead for Azure Cosmos DB.
And believe it or not, we are not related in any way. But we are.
Me a small one.
Yeah, we look alike. We're one man short of a blue man group here. All right, and we're here to talk a little bit about how you can use our Foundry for AI and data tools for creative purposes. And we have a number of customers here who will show us just that. Now go ahead and go to the next slide. All right, so when it comes to Foundry, well, if you haven't seen this slide by now, you have not been paying attention. We have added a lot of new features to Foundry, notably the IQ capabilities, and that includes Fabric IQ, but it also includes Foundry IQ to endow your agents with knowledge and certainly control plane. And that's all about governance, observability, monitoring, cost monitoring, and all of those kinds of things. But we have been very much orienting Microsoft Foundry around an agentic experience, around helping you build these agents, some of which we will be seeing later today.
And of course, the foundation for powering those agents and AI applications is your data platform, right? So customers have been telling us that they need a strong data foundation to really unlock the value of their generative AI applications. And we see this across a variety of customer scenarios, whether it's developers running Postgres workloads that want to modernize their solutions, to teams that are building agile and flexible NoSQL workloads on our databases, organizations that are creating SQL workloads and want to modernize while staying AI ready, or even those who need a foundational analytics platform like in Microsoft Fabric that need to unify their analytics, data engineering, and AI workflows in one place. And of course, to continue on this journey of data for AI, we have multiple new announcements in Azure databases for AI. And in particular, Azure SQL and Azure Cosmos DB are now generally available natively in Fabric for your analytical workloads. We, of course, across the Azure databases portfolio, whether it's Azure SQL, Azure databases for Postgres, Azure Cosmos DB, or Azure Document DB, we have world-class semantic search available in every single database platform. We're also bringing AI-based re-ranking into our databases, starting with Cosmos DB, and of course, MCP servers to connect to your databases directly to your agents that are deployed in Microsoft Foundry.
All right, well, thank you very much. And with that, I would like to welcome up to the stage from Pantone, Senior Director of Engineering, Rohani Jotshi. Rohani, welcome.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to complete the Blue Man Group.
No, it's all right. You can still shave your head, you know.
I'm good. Thank you.
Rohani, can I interest you in a gummy bear?
Absolutely, my 10-year-old loves them.
They're all warm and soft. They've been in my pocket a long time. I love gummy bears. But, you know, it's the holiday season coming up. In fact, I was just in the Metreon. They were playing already Christmas music. It's the holiday season. And, well, I am red-green colorblind. I love red gummy bears in particular. But I'm red-green colorblind. And during the holiday season, my wife often messes with me because she can go buy a bag of only red and green gummy bears. And I can't tell the difference between them. Now, Rohani, you guys at Pantone have built something interesting, have you not? That might be able to help with this problem.
Absolutely.
So the question is, can you make me a holiday color palette? So tell me about your color palette agent over here.
Okay, so you're looking at Pantone Connect. It's a design tool by Pantone. And in that, we have created a new feature called Palette Generator. So this is the feature where you can have your custom AI palette generator. So the problem you just told me about, let's see what the palette generator can do.
Yeah, make me a holiday palette that is consistent with somebody who is red-green colorblind like myself. Let's see what we get.
Yep.
Come on, colors.
Okay, do you like it? Do you want to change it?
Maybe let's add a little more red. I feel like, I can definitely see the difference between these colors, no doubt about that, but there's not a lot of red in there. So let's see what we get.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
There you go. And yes, indeed, that red and that green are easily distinguishable to me, as you can see.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
That is great. So if you like the palette, there are features where you get to add these palettes to your workspace. And you can share your feedback if you liked it, you didn't like it, or whatever the next steps are. So thank you, Marco and James. So I will be walking you through few of the things, what we did in the background. But before we go there, I will start with a video which was created in collaboration with Microsoft.
At the intersection of science, artistry, and design, Pantone gives designers, brands, and manufacturers a shared language to turn creative ideas into reality. I'm Skye Kelly, and I'm the president of Pantone. Going beyond color standards, Pantone is about the business of creativity and the trust and precision behind it. Pantone harnesses decades of research-based expertise and deep ties with the design community to understand and predict what's new and what's next in design. We really bring life to trends that shape culture. When Pantone and Microsoft teamed up, we built a system that translates those insights into actionable inspiration.
With the help of Azure AI Foundry, Azure Cosmos DB, and GitHub Copilot, we built AI agents that launch a new way to engage with our platform and instantly unlock our expertise. My name is Kristijan Risteski, and I work as a solution architect at Pantone. By combining decades of design research with the human insights of trend forecasters and color psychologists at the Pantone Color Institute, creative color palettes can now be delivered on demand to help guide design choices. The result speaks for themselves. GitHub Copilot saved the in-house development team at Pantone 134 hours over 7 months.
Color enthusiasts can mine years of research and insights in seconds instead of days. Foundry agents access, distill, and share color inspiration at scale. A business built on lasting relationships with the designers across the globe now reaches anyone who wants to unleash the power of color instantly.
Okay, so you just saw our president, Skye, and Chris. Chris is here in the room with us. So let me share a little bit about who is Pantone, if you don't know us already. Pantone was founded in 1963, and we are known as a universal language of color. So you'll ask me, what is universal language of color? What does it mean to me? So what it means is, as a designer, if you chose a color, let's go with Pantone 100C, and then you want to share it, that particular color or that palette, to the downstream systems like printer, your manufacturer, other designers, you can just give them that number and they know exactly what you're talking about. So our main customer base is brands and designers from fashion, graphics, and products. And we do 3 main segments. We do a consulting service. We do products, that was physical products called color guides. And we also have the digital design tool, which I just showed you a demo on. That's one of the features in the tool. Why a palette generator? You might wonder, like, why did we start with a palette generator? We are a nimble team, and it's very important for us to focus on what is the most important for our customers. Our engineering and product teams are laser focused on prioritizing what we have heard from our customers and what has been their feedback to us. And one thing which has emerged in, I would say, last 1 year or even more has been that creation of palettes is time-consuming process. And because it starts with an inspiration, there's a lot of research which goes behind the scenes. Then there is picking and choosing of color and the color psychology behind it. So what we did is Pantone owns proprietary data on colors, on color psychology, on trend forecasting. And this is human-led research data. And we have more than a decade of that data with Pantone. And that's why we picked Pantone Palette Generator as the first use case for us to give something for designers to save them time. Let me go a little bit behind the scenes. My team will be otherwise very mad that I didn't talk about it. That what is the architecture behind it, right? So when you saw that this tool is actually an interactive chat-based system, and when a user inputs a prompt, at that point, we have 3 main agents, and we have a main orchestrator agent, a chief color scientist. And that agent passes on the prompt to our color insider agent. And color insider agent is the one which has all the color research data, which we have articles on, books from Pantone, they reside in here. So we use semantic search to pick on what are the relevant articles out of the user search. And then those articles are sent back to the chief color scientist. At this time, the chief color scientist picks those articles and the keywords and sends it to palette generator. The color palette agent is the one who's responsible for creating the palette based on color psychology and the article data which was shared with them. That palette, the curated palette we just saw, is then sent it back to the chief color scientist, and that's how the agent responds back to the user. Behind the scenes, we also have a chat history. It helps our users ask follow-up questions like we just did, and also helps us understand feedback, like what did users actually use, saved a palette, or they didn't like a response, it was not relevant to them, so that we can fine-tune our models for future. With that, it's been almost 2 weeks we have launched this product, and it's been used across over 120 countries. And we are also seeing a pattern of 65% or more customers who land on our design tool actually interact with this. What is important to us is that out of the customers who actually use the tool, 32% are saving the palette. This is a signal for us that the palettes which are generated are useful because the designers are actually saving it into their workspace and using them. So what have been our learnings through this process? And I would say one thing, using multiple agents in a system, we quickly learned that the prompting is very important. The rules you set up for your agents plus the idea, what you share with them, are both very equally important. And you might want to play with it till you get the output you are looking for. So the prompt sensitivity is a real thing, and we did run into our own issues when we were working through it, and we had to tweak it to make it come to the output we wanted. Architecture is a practice, and that's true. We have 3 agents right now, and the team is working on adding more agents as we go. So we are continuously thinking about the speed and the cost and how to have a balance between all of them. If any of you are planning to launch your products, I would strongly suggest have collaboration with other partners. We had discussions with our legal team, marketing team, to make sure that we have checked in all the boxes for an enterprise product to go out and be available to our customers. One of the things which was a little surprising when we launched to the production was our customers were pretty AI savvy. They really didn't need much hand-holding. We had put in some custom messaging so that they'll use it, or they know how to use the tools. They really didn't need it. They knew exactly what this is about. Another learnings for us is also to see the patterns from the feedback, and this is what is going to help us figure out how much time is actually the customer saving by using this tool, plus what kind of palettes are relevant to them, what are not relevant to them, and how do we customize our outputs. With that, this is all I had for today. I would request you all to try our tool. It's a free tool at pantone.com. Try it out and give us a feedback. Do let me know if you have any questions. Here's my email address as well.
All right.
And
thank you, Rohani. Yes, I snuck in right behind you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rohani. So our next guest, I first met him over 17 years ago when I was at Salesforce, and we acquired one of our first bigger acquisitions, the social collaboration company GroupSwim. Well, Now he is at Kantar, which helps businesses better reach their customers with data. I'd like to welcome the CTO of Kantar, Jari Koister.
Thank you, Marco. Pleasure to be here. I work for Kantar, and Kantar is a company that helps enterprises essentially understand markets, people, and products, and shape their brands and how they market to these people. And Kantar supports the whole sales and marketing life cycle. To give you a couple of examples, for example, understanding how your brand stands or relates to other brands in the market and how to change that. Innovation, which is you want to launch a new product, let's say the company Zava, I'm sure you guys heard of. How would you actually position that in the market, and how do you brand it to be compelling to the target market you're going after? Today I'm going to talk about creative, which is you create images or you create videos, and how do you go about creating them and optimizing for the outcomes that you're looking for. We also do things like media tracking, such as revenue attribution, customer experience, and so forth. So before we're running into the architecture and how we actually built this, let me show you two examples. The first one is just around images. So here you have an image that you want to use in marketing. How do you optimize that in image to reflect your brand and the message that you want to convey?
Welcome to Kantar Creative AI, your intelligent partner for optimizing creative assets with precision and speed. In this demo, we'll show how the app transforms ad creatives into high-performing visuals using AI-powered insights. Start by uploading your ad concept or image and adding details about your campaign. The system then calculates an overall effectiveness score, displayed on a graph that measures short-term impact and long-term brand contribution. Scores are also generated for 6 key ad performance dimensions. Next, click the Optimize button to enhance your creative. You can enter custom AI prompts to adjust visual elements such as lighting and layout, then select the specific performance dimensions you want to improve. The system generates targeted AI recommendations based on your selections. Choose the recommendations you want, then run Optimize to apply them and generate improved ad variations. Multiple generated options are produced for review. These options feature visuals with a playful typographic design and a tagline that highlights the product's unique benefits. Save your favorites, generate new scores, and compare their performance side by side. In summary, Creative AI combines AI-driven insights with user input to streamline creative refinement, helping you deliver smarter, more impactful advertising.
So this is based on years of data that Kantar has from helping companies analyze ads across the world. And the analytics behind the scenes are models that Kantar has been developing through the years. But let's take it up one notch and look at what we do with video ads.
Welcome to Link AI recommendations for videos designed to deliver an end-to-end solution for video analysis and optimization. It processes your ad and automatically organizes it into scenes that identifies the voice over transcription, description, and relevant tags. This demo showcases how the platform converts ad creatives into dynamic visuals designed for maximum performance. It is powered by Kantar IP, Knowledge Bank, and Microsoft's powerful asset editing engine and Azure Agent framework. It provides suggestions to improve your video, tailored to your audience, brand, and goals. After you upload your video, simply add your ad details and begin optimizing your content. The system starts analyzing the ad by detecting objects, scenes, and actions, extracting text, audio, and visual cues, and segmenting the video. Also, the agents work together to elevate ad performance through coordinated insights and recommendations. After analyzing the video, the system displays an overall effectiveness score on the left, shown on a graph that reflects both short-term impact likelihood and long-term brand equity potential. On the right, 6 core dimensions of ad performance are scored to provide deeper insights. The recommendation aims to strengthen the link between the brand and the message. The current cues, such as colors and festive warmth, are not effectively supporting this connection. Adding stronger branding elements and cues would help reinforce brand memorability. Users can also provide feedback by choosing a 1 to 5 rating and submitting written comments to help improve future recommendations. Applying the suggested improvements is simple and hassle-free. Copy a recommendation and paste it into the box. The system then generates an optimized image, primarily intended to serve as inspiration, to guide your creative team while preserving essential brand elements like logos, products, and people. Edits are seamlessly integrated back into the video storyboard timeline, helping to visualize the recommendations and making it easier to be actionable. You can download the recommendations and share it with your team and other stakeholders. This workflow takes the guesswork out of creative decisions and accelerates the optimization process from hours down to minutes. In summary, Link AI recommendation for video will not just evaluate ads quickly, but will make it easy for brands to optimize ads instantly. By turning insights into actionable recommendation, it helps every moment of your content connect with viewers and drive results.
So this is really disruptive, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Kantar's been doing analytics of these for a couple of years. We have had classical AI models that can analyze videos and detect how users react to it. But with Gen AI, as you can see, we can now generate recommendations, we can generate examples of new images, and of course in the future we can even generate examples of what the whole video could look like. So it's really a big step forward. And it really speeds up the whole creative process and helps the creators to quickly define optimized ads for the market. Let's talk about how it works. So we are building on the Microsoft Foundry platform. So essentially, a user signs up through what we call the marketplace, which is where our applications are published as SaaS applications. You can pick which ones to use. Say they use the what we call the end-to-end creative. They upload maybe 1 or 2 videos, so they can bulk upload hundreds or thousands of videos. We then have the scoring. You see the scoring on the side. Those are our custom models. So the whole video is scored using the custom models to give that overall score you saw based on our normative databases and our analytics. We then use Azure Content Services to split up the video into scenes that make sense. It could be a 1-second, 2-second, 3-second scenes that are logical to analyze. Those scenes go into a whole network of agents that are processing this. They all process them in parallel, and they leverage the Kantar IP, of course. So you see there's a bunch of different agents. Let's talk about 2 of them. So the trace agent is essentially looking second by second or slice by slice on the particular scene and see what emotion does it trigger. Does it include cues? Is the user recognizing something in the video? Does the user actually pay attention to the video, or do they lose attention during that particular scene? Another example would be the dimensions agent, which uses the Kantar analytics to look at, would it actually trigger sales behavior? Is it enjoyable? Things like that. So there's more than 20 different dimensions that are analyzed. So each agent is looking at each snippet, generating recommendations, then goes into the aggregator agent that tries to look at and consolidate all of these different recommendations into something sensible that can be presented to the user. We also have a critics agent that looks at these recommendations and see, does it make sense? Does this recommendation, is it sensible? Is it something that we should be presenting? If not, we might run the whole process again to generate new recommendations. Once you have a set of recommendation, it goes out and gets presented to the user, as you just saw in the video. The user can then act on it and generate new images or examples of what the creative could look like to guide the creator to improve the video. And that concludes the loop. And as you see, this speeds up the whole process tremendously. It takes out a lot of guesswork for the creator. Of course, they apply their years of experience on this as well, but we usually use the underlying analytics to improve the process. In terms of the technology stack, as I said, we build this on top of Microsoft Foundry, use all the underlying services that they provide. Not all of them, but we don't use A2A yet, but we probably will. We use, of course, Azure API management for Gen AI servers and so forth. We store everything in Fabric in the data backplane. Our own analytics are running as custom models on Kubernetes using Azure ML. So that kind of completes the picture of what is the general technology stack that we're using. This is not the only application we're building according to this architecture, but it's the one we demoed today. We're working on a few other ones too. So we're highly leveraging the Microsoft Foundry, sorry, Microsoft, I'm trying to get used to the new marketing here. Microsoft Foundry framework to deliver these solutions. Finally, just to give you a sense of how disruptive this is, prior to AI, so Kantar first launched an AI service about 4 years ago. Before that, most of these kind of analytics was done by humans. So you put the video out, you sign up 100 people who looks at it, you get feedback on it, and then you feed it back and see how people react to that. That could take a day, 2 days, sometimes up to weeks to analyze a number of videos and pick ones which you want to use. Now you can analyze a video in less than 10, 15 minutes, and we are pushing it down further and further. So now it allows you to analyze maybe 4 videos, 5 videos in parallel. And we are getting into the space where we're analyzing hundreds of videos. Now you can compare different variations of your ad. You can do short ones, long ones. Is it worthwhile paying for 60-second advertising, or do you get the same impact by doing a 15-second ad, and so on? The other thing to note is that the whole media landscape is changing. People are using influencers, and they want to push out small snippets to all those influencers. Might be just very short videos for them to use, and they might generate thousands of them. But of course, they want to test them, so whatever they push out is actually interesting and useful and pushes the message that they're looking for. So very disruptive for the creative market, and we're really excited to work with Microsoft on launching these products. So thank you for listening.
All right, thank you, Jari. All right, and our last speaker is from the navigation company TomTom. TomTom helps the world navigate. Contrary to popular belief, not everybody at TomTom is named Tom, and this is just such a person. Eva Jennings, head of product for automotive apps. Eva, off to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Marco. Hi, everybody. I'm Eva Jennings. I lead the product team for automotive applications at TomTom. And before we dive in, I want to give you an overview of TomTom's tech evolution. So a lot of you will probably still associate TomTom with the personal navigation device, or sat-nav. That's something we pioneered in the 90s, and it really changed how people thought about driving and driving behavior globally. Well, then automakers put screens in cars, and we powered those screens with our automotive software, still stored locally in the vehicle at the time. Then we journeyed into APIs and developer products, Microsoft being one of our long-standing customers for a suite of API products. Then, of course, cloud services became available, so we could offer live routing, live traffic, live hazards in the vehicle, and drivers didn't have to go to their dealerships anymore to upgrade their navigation systems with an SD card. A few years ago, we started developing our live Orbis map that builds on the Overture Foundation, which we co-founded together with Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon a few years ago. And now, today, we are in the era of AI. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today in the context of our automotive navigation application, or ANA. So we are live on the TomTom developer portal. We launched in September. We're seeing some good traction. So you can already go on to our TomTom developer portal, request access, and start evaluating our app. So what are the customer problems we're solving for with ANA? Long lead time to production. It can take up to 4 years from idea to getting a car on the road, and navigation software is an important part of that value chain. Automakers also want to differentiate, make sure that their application is unique and has their branding reflected. Drivers are not using their embedded systems. This is a huge problem, largely owing to the availability of free smartphone solutions and phone mirroring solutions. And lastly, keeping that software up to date with evolving driver demands remains a challenge today. That's why with our TomTom automotive navigation application, we reduce cost and time to market. So within 12 weeks, you can have the navigation application running end-to-end, connected with all of the various systems and functions in your vehicle. We provide broad capabilities for the automaker to customize the application. Once that vehicle has left the factory, we will continue to keep the software updated throughout the life cycle of the vehicle. And we offer a great driver experience, an experience that drivers choose to use over their smartphones. So today we're going to focus on customizing the application and that great driver experience. So when we think about customization and map customization, you might want to change the color of the road, the motorway, the water, and that's already available with our no-code mapmaker tool. But what you're seeing here on the screen is more advanced 3D customization that we're doing together with our partner Unity. So you can change the color of the 3D building. You may want to add a fog effect, a lighting effect. Maybe you even want to add sunrise, sunset. And this is not only visually appealing, but we know that it really helps the driver acclimatize to their environment and complements the guidance instructions. Now, from no-code map customization to agentic customization, do we have any Matrix fans in the audience? Yeah, I'm seeing some hands go up, some nodding. Remember how quickly Neo learned Kung Fu? This is what we're talking about with agentic customization. We're literally going from days to seconds to be able to theme the app. And we're also giving designers and developers the chance to prototype quickly, to try out our tooling before a purchase decision has been made so they can see, does it meet their needs? Is it easy to use? Now in this demo, you see we're going to select our own proprietary MCP server, which we actually launched yesterday here at Ignite. And we're going to go ahead and ask the agent to generate a holiday theme. It's doing its thing. Now you get to review all of the changes that were made. Is this in line with the rules that you fed the agent? Now the app is compiling. That's our reference application. And already now you can see the holiday theme come to life. So Marco's going to have a problem with this one again because we have some red and green primary and secondary buttons. We have a holiday font. I believe it's called Mountain View, funnily enough. And it may not be the theme you really want to have for a great driver experience, but this shows how quickly, in a matter of seconds, you can have a themed application come to life. Of course, this is for a holiday theme, but it can apply to any automaker theme that they want to have implemented. And if we look at the architecture behind this, what you're seeing on the left is our own MCP server and all of the information that we have fed it. So our token system, our design system, all of the documentation around the app behavior. That speaks to the GitHub Copilot, and then the developer or designer gives the input, change the border radius, make me a Thanksgiving theme, and so on. And then the output is an RRO in our off-the-shelf automotive application app, or it can go directly into the custom OEM app if that's what they're developing. Now that was theming, so fonts, colors, icons. We're actually working on more broader customization capabilities with what we're calling UX library. With this product, we will expose the navigation states and underlying logic from our Nav SDK, while still giving automakers pre-built UI components. And this enables them to quickly and more flexibly build and make sure that their user experience comes to life. So with UX Library, you can replace a third-party service. Maybe you don't want to use the parking transaction service that we have. Maybe you want to use your own. So we enable this via a plugin-like mechanism so that all of the underlying dependent states and logic remains untouched so that you can implement your own third-party service. And that really accelerates time to market. You can also modify panels. You can completely customize the home screen, which is one of the most asked for use cases with automakers. You can add widgets and you can make new panels. So this is currently in private preview and we're getting ready to launch it in public preview next year. We're really excited about this. And of course, we're asking ourselves what agentic capabilities can do with UX Library. So how can we give the agent the context to change the layout, to move the button framework from the left to the right, to add the arrival panel on the bottom of the screen, and maybe even to add a widget with all of those services that are needed, connecting with the other relevant dependent services under the hood. Now, looking at the great driver experience, as an EV driver, you want to know where are the available charging stations. And that's why we've developed a charging finder. That's a persistent button available at any time in the experience for the driver to tap and easily see where are the charging stations near them. They will get all of the relevant metadata, charger type, charging speed. They also see what amenities are there. Is there a cafe? Is there a restaurant? And soon coming, we'll also offer charging prices. We've over 2 million charging stations in our database globally and growing. Here you see a better route proposal. It's proactively notifying the driver that because of an incident, an unexpected incident in the route, there's now a better route available. So they get visual and audio notification of this, and then they can opt to either go with that better route or not. There are some of the more engaging features that we're exploring and developing, because we know that engagement piece is really important for acquiring and retaining drivers. Now, looking at a great driver experience with AI agents. So we know that drivers really want to have a personal assistant in the car. So driving is the use case for voice assistance. The problem today is voice personal assistants are still quite unreliable, so they often don't parse your intent or query, and this leads to frustration and then non-usage. So what we're doing, we're developing in partnership with Microsoft our own TomTom AI agent. What you're going to see in this demo is a multi-intent query, also the ability to ask follow-up questions, and a more natural dialogue between the agent and the driver.
Hey Taya, can you find a parking garage near my destination and a supermarket close by there?
Absolutely, looking for some parking garages near the destination and a supermarket nearby. Let's start with the parking garage. I found 4 close to the destination. UPark is the closest. Should we go there?
Can you show a couple more in the area and show me the cheaper options?
Sure thing. Here are more in this area ranked on price. The top 3 are under $6 per hour.
What's the cheapest one with the least amount of walking?
Makes sense. Garden is the least amount of walking for the best price.
All right, let's go with that one.
Now let's find a supermarket nearby.
So if we look at the architecture behind that, you see that on the right, we are leveraging all of the Microsoft data services to train, inference, and analyze the data. And the data itself is coming from our own TomTom location services, so search, map visualization, routing, guidance, positioning, and so on. And then via a VPA cloud agent, we connect to the automaker's in-vehicle infotainment system. We offer our AI agent as an SDK, and that way it can be connected directly with the IVI system in a way that's consistent with the navigation application and with all of the other applications in the IVI system. So as I mentioned, we are live on the TomTom developer portal. That's tomtomdeveloperportal.com. You can log on, request access, and evaluate our app. We would really love to hear your feedback. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you very much, Eva. And so that concludes our session. Now, if we had lots of time left, we were gonna do a round table. I don't think we have time for that, and this table is not round. So, thank you all very much. Our presenters will be hanging around here for a few more minutes. If you want to ask some questions of them, please join us at some of our other sessions about Foundry and about Cosmos. And let us know how we did by scanning this QR code and giving us a very high ranking. Oh, and wait, under your chair, what was it, Rohani? What's under the chair? I actually. Yeah. There's under some of these chairs, there is a gift from Pantone. So look under your chair. Under other chairs, we have stuck some gum. So, you know. All right, thank you all. All right, that guy's got one over there.
Nice.